Are you sick of your clients leaving your salon with beautiful, crisp, microbladed eyebrows and coming back for their touch-up looking like this? Gross. If you want to learn how to correct uneven hair strokes and over-faded brows after their healing process, you'll definitely want to stick around until the very end of this video because I'm going to teach you how to easily correct these very common mistakes and get crisp, healed brows every time like a master artist. My name's Alana Beman. You may have seen me in one of the many beauty publications globally. I've been helping artists just like yourself learn the best techniques and industry tips to scale a 6 to 7 figure business in the beauty industry. What I'm about to show you is actually the exact same techniques that I use on my very own clients to achieve flawless brows every time. As a multi-certified global master trainer, I'm going to show you exactly how to correct those uneven hair strokes and over-fading after the healing process. So number one thing, if your clients are coming back and their hair strokes are very inconsistent in the healing process and don't look nice, number one thing that you need to do is reinforce the hair strokes. A lot of academies aren't teaching this. So what that means, you're going to create your hair stroke, and then you saw I just redipped, and then I glide through without putting any pressure into the same hair stroke that I just created before moving on. So you'll see me go in, I'm going to create the hair stroke, and then I go in and I reinforce. Redip, and you can reinforce with some more pigment. You're not creating more pressure, you don't want it to go deeper, you're just reinforcing with pigment so that it is even throughout the whole hair stroke. So important. Number two is your speed. If people are coming back and their hair strokes are not even in color, chances are you're going too fast, which means you're going to put a lot of pressure right when you start your hair stroke, and then you kind of flick at the end and it creates uneven pressure throughout. And the speed, it goes so fast it creates a flick, and so it's almost like you go in with a lot of pressure and then you're letting off in the very end. So make sure your speed is very slow and very consistent throughout the whole hair stroke, reinforcing each one as well. These two tricks throughout the whole thing will create flawless brows upon healing. So this in itself is a game changer. And don't stress out if you miss any of these steps. You can download our free 8-week bootcamp in the link below. You'll not just get these tips and tricks sent right to your email, but you'll get a ton more as well. So don't stress if you miss anything along the way. You can see here, I go nice and slow. My pressure is the same throughout the whole hair stroke. You want to hear that Velcro sound when you're actually working so that you know that your speed and your pressure is consistent throughout the whole hair stroke. And the only way to do that is to go nice and slow and to reinforce that hair stroke with more pigment. Last thing we want to do is we need to make sure that we're masking both brows for the same amount of time. So a lot of people go in at this point and they just wipe up with their baby wipe. Well, the skin's still open, so now you've just wiped out all the pigment that you just put in. So make sure that you're masking in between each step and mask both the brows for the exact same amount of time so you don't end up with one brow that's darker than the other. So to recap, the only reason your brows are fading or healing uneven is number one, you're not reinforcing the hair strokes. Number two, speed and depth. If your hand speed is too fast, it heals uneven, and if your depth is not deep enough, it just creates a scratch and not a full hair stroke. And lastly, if you don't mask for enough time or mask one brow longer than the other, you'll create a darker brow and inconsistent coloring. Now again, if you want more info on this topic, don't forget to download our free 8-week bootcamp in the description link below. Furthermore, if you want to learn more about microblading eyebrows, watch our next video on how to fix a brow shape for perfect symmetry every single time.